Hi there, it's Janice Thompson from JazzleDazzleCraft.co.uk. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I live and work in Scotland. And today I'm filming number 93 in my 100 days of hashtag simple stamping. So I wanted to build a wee scene with Grassy Grove stamp set, but I've just got white paper and this is just about stamping. So there's lots of ways to build up background, but one of the ways is to use your stamps. Have a look at your stamps, see what textural stamps you've got, just to create a bit of colour in the background before you start. Because I'm making a little scene that's sort of going to be sky and foreground, I've gone with Artistically Inked. So I am actually just going to use this stamp from this set, which I've already got on a block, and I'm going to use Misty Moonlight for Moody Sky and Granny Apple Green for the foreground, and then we'll just see where we go from there. So I have 3 pieces of basic white and 1 card base of Early Espresso. So 1 piece of is for the inside. Then these 2 are slightly different sizes. There's one that I'm going to stamp on, which is slightly smaller than the other layer, which is then slightly smaller than the card base. Okay, so the smaller one is the one I'm going to stamp on to create my little scene. I do love building up little scenes. I do like actually is pulling different stamp sets together and using bits of this and bits of that. And I do have an idea that I might actually pull out another stamp set. If I knew where it was, I might, but I don't know where it is right now. Do you know when you see something and then I was going to pull out the one with the pirate ship, but I can't see it at the moment. It may be there might be somewhere else. It's always just when something comes in your mind and then you can't see it. And I'm sure I do see it. I might use it for the birds that are in it on the ocean. Because let's be honest, I bought this for that. Okay, let's stamp. So we'll maybe pull these birds out. We'll just take it as it comes, but at least I know where it is now. Right, so sky. Let's pop in some sky. And this is from Artistically Inked. Trying to keep my work in the middle so you can see what I'm doing. So basically I am just getting some colour down. Can turn this round. So it's just giving a fairly textured watercolory wash look, and I'm not overthinking it. I'm bringing this down about 2/3. Now I say about, it's just, you know, you just look and it looks right. It probably is right. So then I just want to quickly clean that off. And of course my chamois too wet. Just got a microfiber cloth. I just dab that way over. Right, and then got Granny Apple Green. So you can see how that just takes the stark white away from the background. It just adds a bit of colour, but it's not solid colour, it's just a bit of colour. Just build it up a bit more in the foreground. So there we go, we've got some textural colour. And a Granny Apple Green that still needs re-inked, but you know, it's fine. And we'll close those 2 colours up, and then I've just brought in Early Espresso to build up my little scene. So the first thing I'm going to do is kind of create what's on the horizon. And that is this. Now you want the darker. I want to sort of cover over where, what was the horizon idea here, ish, about there, and I'm just stamping that once, and then I want to come in above that, but this time on second generation, so stamp it off and then come in above that. And so that makes that look deeper because you're going back. So that's just giving that bit of a horizon. And then I want to bring in my deer, and then some trees. But what we're thinking is the deer's just kind of wandering into the picture. He's just peeking in. There it is, his whole body's not in there. And what I want to do is build up some forest around him. Actually can take some of those trees higher up like that. Now he's just in a wee clearing really in the forest. And then just so it doesn't look like somebody's just hacked that clearing out, we'll just go stamp off, and then if we stamp second generation, that just puts trees looking like they're behind him and not in front of him. So stamp off and on, off and on. And then you can, you can add a bit of height here at the edges. So there you have, your deer has come out through the clearing. Now I want to put my sentiment up here. So I've got, where is thank you? I like this one. I'm just going to pop this thank you in here. And then I'm going to bring in the birds. That was what I had in my head, some birds. A deer just peeking out there from the trees. And some birds just, basically just amusing myself. I hope you're enjoying this series 93. Gosh, that means I've 7 more and then that's us done. We'll have to think of something for next year. I will start something in January or February, but I'm not quite sure what. But these birds, I just think they're fantastic. There's some more down here, I think. Do I leave it at that or do I put more in? Do you know what I'm like? Terrible. Right, stop. So there's my wee picture. And then we need to kind of frame it a bit. So, whoops. I'm using the pad again now. I think I did this in one recently. Is rather than just do that, if you pull it in a bit like that. And just keep the paper on there just a moment or two and let it soak into the paper a bit. I mean, there's lots of other techniques to achieve the same thing, but we're just using stamp inks and paper, so The simple stamping has been a challenge for me because I'm kind of a throw everything at the card, all my tools. If I'm at my craft table, I'm quite happy to pull everything out, brushes, sponges, die cutting machine, everything. But sometimes we forget that everyone doesn't have all the things yet. I actually think I need a bit more border down here, so I'm going to open my ink again. Trying to not get it all over my hands, but you know, inevitably it will. Now we just need to give this a moment or two because I've dipped this straight into the pad. It's not dry, it's quite damp, so just let's give it a minute. Tidy up a little bit, maybe that's the way to go. Turn this over. So when you see it, it's fuss free now. I'm thinking just to bring in my microfiber cloth and just soak up any extra moisture out of the ink, and then that way I can get on with building my, pardon me, my card. So then I've got my card base. Maybe I want, oh look at me already, see? But that's going to be a layer, so it's all right. So then I've got this one here for the inside. So these trees are still looking quite juicy with ink because I haven't cleaned them yet. So I think I'll just pop these here. How pretty are they? And that's just quite enough. So now we're going to layer up. We'll pop this inside. So this is a 10-fold early espresso card base. So we'll just pop the inside and then we'll make up. Maybe we will. So thanks anyway for following this series. Oops, really appreciated it, but I've had such great feedback because I'm thinking, oh, these cards might be a bit boring, you know. People know that I've got all the things. I don't use all the things in this series. So yeah, I'm kind of looking to the new year to be using all the things. More cards, more projects anyway, where I use all the things. However, I have got an idea about a wee series about using up your designer series paper, because who always ends up with a load left over, and then a new catalogue comes out and then you're desperate to have all the papers in there because they're so beautiful, but you feel a bit bad because you haven't used the last lot. So kind of thinking, show you different ways to be using them. How pretty. And the white just makes this pop, the white layer. I think I've shown you that before, but sometimes this might be the first of my videos you've seen, so you know, if you've seen them all, that's fine. You might say, oh, I've seen this before, but other people, it might be their first time visiting this channel, so, and they might just be new to paper crafting. So if you are, feel free to ask any questions. And if you did want to buy any of the products that you see me using, they are available on my online shop at JazzleDazzle.stampinup.net. I'm just making sure that the glue is spread properly so that when the card dries, it will dry nice and flat. And one of the reasons that I absolutely love this glue, the multi-purpose glue that we have, is because it's not one of these glues that's full of water, so it doesn't make your card and your paper wrinkle. I mean, if you used a whole bottle on a card, yes it might, but it's got less water in it than some other glues. You might think it's just like the glue you'll use at school. Believe me, it's not. So there you have number 93. If you've not already subscribed, please do subscribe. Please press the bell icon to get notified when I'm coming on again. Yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.